Besties, welcome back to the channel. This is So with Somi. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this simple dress with this stylish flare sleeve and how I used 2 years to achieve this. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and on your post notification button so you get notified when I post a new video. So for this tutorial, I have 2 years of net and 2 years of Ankara fabric. You can use crepe for this. So here I folded my fabric into two and I've equally marked out my starting line. So from the starting line, I'm going to come down 9 inches for my chest line. So to get to your chest line, divide your round bust by 4, whatever that gives you, add 1.5 to that. Now my waist is 16 inches, so I'll be marking 16 inches for my waistline. My hip point is 25 inches and I'll equally mark that out. So for the full length of my dress, I want my dress to be 36 inches, but I'll be adding 2 inches to that for my hemming allowance. So I'll be marking 38 inches for the full length of this dress. So now marking, this is what we have. So I'm going to label. So this is my waistline, my hip line, and my chest line. On the starting line, I'll divide my round shoulder by 2, which is 7.5. 15 divided by 2 gives you 7.5. I mark that on the starting line and on the chest line. So we're just drafting out our basic bodies. Like I do this all the time on the channel. Now I'll connect the 2 points together. For the neck width, I'm making use of a neck width of 3 inches. And the depth is 3 inches. So if you're on the bigger size, I would advise you use 3 inches by 3.5. That way your head will pass through easily. Remember, this dress has no zip at the back. That is why I made use of 3 inches by 3. And I'll come down 1 inch for my shoulder slope and I'll connect. So if you don't want to use an Ankara fabric, you can use a crepe fabric. So this is the fabric I have at home and I made use of it. So I'll divide what I have on my armhole. I have 8, half of 8 is 4. On that point, I came in by half an inch. On the chest line, I'll divide my round bust by 4. I'll mark that. And I'll connect the 3 points together to cover out our armhole. On the waistline, I'll divide my round waist by 4. I'll mark that. And I'll add 2 inches stitching allowance. So I'll add 1 inch for ease and 1 inch extra for stitching allowance. On the hip line, I'll divide my round hip by 4. I'll mark. I'll add 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for stitching allowance. So this is a little bit free. It's not like a very tight gown. So I'll connect from my chest line to the waist and to the hip. So from the chest line, I've not added my stitching allowance. So on the chest line, I did not add any allowance to that. I'll just add my 1 inch stitching allowance and I'll connect from the chest line to the waistline and from the waistline to the hip line. So whatever measurement I have on the hip line, I'm going to take that measurement all the way down to the full length. So I'll measure what I have on the waistline, on the hip line. I'll measure the same measurement on the full length. I'll connect from the hip line to the full length. So after that, this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shape all my measurements to be sure everything is sitting perfectly. It's sitting well. Now I'm going to trace out all the excess we have. So as I was tracing this out, they took the lights and the video stopped recording. So bear with me. So after tracing out, I placed the front on another folded fabric because we're using the same measurement for both the front and the back, and I'm going to trace out what I have on the front piece on the back piece. So remember, this gown has no zip at the back, so we're using the same measurement for both the front and the back piece. So after cutting out the front, use the front to cut out your back piece. So after cutting it out, this is what I have for both the front and the back. So I'll open it up this way. So for the neckline, I'll be turning my neckline with a bias. So I have a black bias here. So I'm going to open it up this way and I'll stitch it on the right side all the way down the neckline. After stitching it, I will now turn it to the wrong side and I will top stitch on it this way. So I'll do that for the back piece too. I'll stitch the neckline and I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching my neckline, this is what I have. So now I'll stitch the shoulders with 1/2 inch on both sides, and I'll be stitching the size with the 1 inch we added. But before I do that, remember this gown has a belt, so I've cut out my belt. The length I have here is 37 inches. So now I'll be placing it inside. I have 2 of that belt, so I'll place it on my waistline and I'll cover it with the other part of the fabric. I'll take it to the machine and I will stitch it all the way down with 1 inch all the way down. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching my gown, this is what I have and this is what the belt looks like. And I've equally hemmed the lower part of my dress. So the next thing we're going to do now is we'll keep this aside so that we can now draft out our sleeve. So for the net, I folded it into 2. So from the open edge, I'll hold it together this way and I'll fold it again in a bias. So now we've folded it into 4. So now this is what I have. So for my sleeve, my round sleeve is 20 inches. 20 divided by 3.14 will give you 6.3. So from the tip of the net, I'll be marking 6.3. So my round armhole is 20. 20 divided by 4 will give you 6.3. 20 divided by 3.14 will give you 6.3, and that is what I'm marking here. So we're using half of 6.28, which is 3.14. So after getting that, I'll cut it off. Now this is what I have. The next thing I'm going to do now is from that edge where we cut off, I'll be taking the full length of my sleeve. So for my sleeve, I made use of 22 inches. So depending on how long you want it to be, you can mark the length you want. So mine, I made use of 22 inches. I remember that we are going to cut out 2 of the sleeve. So what we are cutting out here is just 1. So we're using this particular one to cut out the second one. So I'm just marking 22 inches all around. So after marking it out, this is what I have. So I'm going to trim off the excess I have on the lower part. So this is what I have after cutting out. I've opened up my sleeve. This is what it looks like. So we'll be taking the measurement of the hem because we'll be turning it in with our Ankara fabric. So I'm going to measure around the hem of my sleeve. So after measuring mine, I got 42 inches. I remember this is on fold, so we'll be cutting out a fabric of 84 inches. So this is the Ankara fabric I've already cut out. So this is what I have. The length I have here is 84 inches. So, and I've equally folded in half an inch on both sides. So the width I cut out is 3 inches. So after folding in the half an inch, I have 2 inches left. Now I'm going to get my fabric, my sleeve, and I'll be placing it in between the half inch that I folded in. I'll place it in this way, and I'll use the other half an inch to cover it. I'll take it to the machine. I'll top stitch it all around till I get to the end of the sleeve. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching, this is what I have. This is how everything came out, looking so nice. And I've equally stitched it. I've stitched the side with 1 inch. So the opening, I've closed it with 1 inch. So to attach it to the dress, so this is the dress. I've already attached one part of the sleeve already. So this is the one I have attached. So to attach it to the dress, I'll get my sleeve. So the 1 inch we use in stitching the side. So this is what I have. So this is where we've stitched already. I'll open up that stitching, and I'll probably open up the stitching on the dress. So I do this all the time on the channel. So I'll open up the stitching allowance this way, and I'll place the two of them right side facing each other. So arrange it properly. I'll take it to the machine. I'll stitch it all around using 1/2 inch. So we'll be stitching with 1/2 inch all around, so we get to the end. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching my dress, this is what my sleeves looks like. So guys, this is how easy it is to make this dress. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and always on your post notification button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And do not forget to give me a thumbs up on this video, like it, this way more people will get to see it. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.